If printing flexible filament feels slow, fails often, and looks ugly, it's not your fault. The problem is almost always the feeding. This isn't just a harder TPU, this is the Filaflex 2.20. More control, more stability, and less drama. Today, you will install it on your Bambu P1P or P1S in just 10 minutes. And we will test it for real. The plan is easy and simple. We swap the Hotend for the optimized 220mm Hotend. We tweak 3 settings in Bambu Studio, and your 3D printer will be ready to print flexible like never before. Why 220mm works? Here's the key. The problem isn't the temperature, it's that the filament bends, tangles, clogging, and due to this, it loses pressure. With the 220mm, you have a thicker diameter, a thicker column, and more stability, and the filament reaches the Hotend without tangling or clogging. Result, you can print flex materials faster and with the fewer failures, even with a very soft material. Safety first. Important, the machine must be switched off and cold. Unplug the power. Don't pull on the wires, please. No firmware updates. No weird tricks. If you have doubts, just stop. In this tutorial, we won't modify the firmware or touch the machine electronics, but we will be replacing the Hotend, and you will need to make a small cut in the extruder case. For safety, unplug the printer, make sure it is completely cool, and work calmly with the right tools and well-lit area. Please note that any modification to the plastic case may affect manufacturer's official warranty. If you choose to continue, you do so at your own risk. Take your time and don't force anything. If you have any question, please contact us at Recreus.com. Tools and preparation. Before you start, you need a screwdriver or Allen key, a marker and a side cutter to make a small window for the tension screw. And of course, the Recreus 220mm kit includes a hand drill with 2.5mm drill and Hotend optimized for 2.2mm filament. The estimated time is approximately 5–10 minutes. Installation, P1P, P1S, and preparation. The Hotend installation and replacement process is the same as the Bambu Lab's official guide for the P1S and P1P models. So, let's go through the process. Step 1. Unload and power down. First, unload the filament and turn off the rear switch and unplug the power. Step 2. Now the Hotend chains. If you have ever changed a Hotend on a Bambu P1S or P1P before, this is exactly the same. Let's look. Open the door, move the head to the side, and remove the front cover. Step 3. Magnetic cover and fan. This cover is magnetic. Be careful here. The cooling fan is connected. Disconnect the plug without pulling the wire. Just unplug the connector. Step 4. Disconnect sensors. Now disconnect the chi plugs, the temperature sensors and the heater. Take your time. Step 5. Remove original Hotend. Loosen the 2 screws holding the Hotend and remove it. Set the screws, don't lose them. Step 6. The tension screw window. The scary part. This is the only part that looks scary, but don't worry. We need to mark a Hotend to make it a small triangle hole. This allows us to see and modify the tension screw. This screw controls how hard the gears grip the filament. By default, this printer grips too hard. By loosening it 3 turns, the printer can handle both rigid and flexible filaments without changing it again. It's a small, clean cut with a purpose. Easy access to adjust for flexible filaments. Mark the center point of the screw with a marker. You can see it from the side. Measure 5 mm up and 5 mm down to draw an equilateral triangle. Use the cutters to cut the straight lines. Now the screw is exposed and easy to reach. Step 7. Adjusting extruder tension and enlarging the filament channel. For flex, less is more. We loosen the tensioner screw 3 turns to reduce the grip pressure. This prevents the filament from getting squeezed or clogged. Now, let's move on to the channel adjustment step. We only need to perform this step the very first time we set up the printer for 220mm system compatibility. This ensures we can use both 1.75mm and 220mm filaments. Don't worry, this won't affect your print quality or precision at all, but it gains us the few microns of clearance needed for the 220mm to slide through smoothly. To do this, assemble the tool included in the 220mm Hotend pack. Leave the drill bit extended as far out as possible. Don't insert it all the way into the handle. This will give you more working space. Insert it as vertical as possible from the bottom and turn very gentle. Let the tool do the work clearing the path. There is no need to apply too much force. Keep advancing until you feel you reach the extruder gears. That is your signal to stop and remove the tool. Now, we have the internal channel ready for 220 and 1.75 compatibility. You can store your tool away. You won't need it to use it again. Step 8. Move the fan to new 2.2 Hotend. The printer is ready. Now, just continue with a normal Hotend chains. Open your Recreus Hotend, special for 220 and 1.75. Take the fan from the old Hotend and move it to the new one. Just remove the screws and place it in the same position. The Recreus Hotend comes pre-wired, so the thermistor and heater are plug and play. Step 9. Reassembly. Mount the cover backhand. Connect the fan and leave everything as it was. Step 10. PTFE tube. Put a short piece of PTFE tube on the top of the extruder and feed the flexible filament in. Step 11. Let's go to loading the 2.2mm filament. I recommend pushing the filament manually at first. Go to the Control tab, hit the nozzle to 245 Celsius degrees and push the extrude. Down arrow. This does a purge and ensure the path is clean. If the purge comes out continuously, you are 90% done. Slicer, Bambu Studio. The printer is ready. Now let's change the slicing configuration. We have two options. You can download our ready-to-use profiles, or if you prefer, here is a basic change you need for 220 Filaflex printing. Let's go for it. Now we are in Bambu Studio, and the first thing we are going to do is set up our material settings. Okay, we go here to the material presets and we are going to select, for example, TPU 98 from Bambu. And now we are going to modify this preset in order that to adapt to our 220mm filament. Okay, we are going to edit, and the first thing is I'm going to rename the material is Filaflex 82A 2.20mm settings. Okay, I have already. Okay, I can do it. We have this material here, and now the first thing we are going to do is to modify the diameter of the material. It's going to be to 18 because our material is between 220 and 218mm. Okay, then we are going to leave we are going to increase the recommend nozzle temperature, and the max temperature we are going to increase to 260 in order that the first purge, when we are starting printing a part, makes at this temperature and allows the material flow easily. Then we are going to the print temperature, and we'll leave the build plate temperature as it is, and we are going to increase the temperature of the first layer to 245 and the second layers to 258 or 55. I'm going to go higher. Then we are going to my favorite part, that is the volumetric speed. Imagine that now we are printing 285 with an 80A, and now with the Filaflex 220 we can increase that to 14 or even 16 if we increase the temperature, but we are going to set for 40mm cubic per second. Okay, that's all, and we are going to save that part. We save it, and we are going to the cooling settings. Cooling settings, we are going to put the first 3 layers at 0% of fan speed. This setup we are going to reduce to 50, and this one we are going to reduce to 18. Okay, and then we are going to remove this, slowing printing down for better layer cooling, and we are going to increase that to 25mm and remove that on the overhands. Extremely high speed on overhands can bend the material, and for the reason we unclick that. Okay, and we are going to put the auxiliary fan to slightly decrease that to 30%, and we are going to set it over dries, and we are going to increase the retraction length to 250. We are going to remove the seat hop set, and we are going to retraction speed increase a little, and the retraction as same as the retraction, and we are going to click wipe while retracting, wipe distance to 5, and return amount before wipe to 100%. And that's all. We save it, and we have our profile ready to print any part. And now we have the settings. We leave the settings as it is in a regular profile. One of the things that we can put is avoid crossing wounds to 100mm, and into the speed I like to tweak that to increase the overhand speeds to 50 and 25.
and bridging speed to 75. And I like to tweak the accelerations I reduce the outer acceleration to 3000 and we put the inner wall at 5000. And that's all. And if we want, we can increase the travel speed to avoid stringing to 700 millimeters a second. And that's all. We can save it like 220 TPU, and that's all.
Now we are ready for the fun part, printing flexibles at good speeds with different saw harnesses. Versatility, the 1.75 question. What if you want to go back to PLA or PTG 1.75? Just put, load and go. You can swap between Filaflex 2.20mm filament and PLA or PTG 1.75 filaments on the same Hotend without any problems. And that's it. Hotend to 20mm mounted, 3 settings in the slicer, and Flex printer is ready to print. Faster, cleaner, and with fewer failures. Find this full step-by-step guide, the profiles, and tutorials for another compatible printers on our website, Recreus.com. We are happy to answer any question that you have. Welcome to the new 2.2mm standard by Recreus, and enjoy printing flexible material.